This video is presented by Media Calico Comics. Please go to my Patreon page in the description below and become a patron. And now, without further ado, please enjoy the video.
Good afternoon. Metropolis is still reeling from the effects of yesterday's battle between Superman and yet another mysterious alien menace. Adding to the mystery is the disappearance of News Around the World anchor Heather Kelly, who was on special assignment in Hobbs Bay where the freak ice storms originated. The police are questioning Planet News staffers James Olsen and Miko Ogawa, who were working with Kelly at the time of her disappearance.
And that's the last time you saw Miss Kelly?
Yeah, for the 20th time. The story doesn't change just 'cause you keep repeating the question. Heather was complaining about the cold. That was the last thing she said.
Right, and then, we felt it too. And then everything went white. You saw the video. Yeah, nothing but snow after that. No pun intended.
And the next thing you see is Superman waking up in the basement, and no sign of Heather Kelly anywhere.
Which brings us full circle again.
Yet you say Superman said he saw Heather Kelly in the basement, right before the blizzard alien just sorta blew up.
Yeah, that's what he told us. His story any different? We're spinning our wheels here, dude. These kids don't know any more than we do. You think Lieutenant Casey's having any better luck? I don't know. But somehow, I doubt it. So that's the story you're sticking with? That Heather Kelly was somehow connected to that blizzard broad who nearly changed Metropolis into an ice sculpture? And that Kelly just disappeared when you nuked the Ice Princess with your heat vision? That's not what I said. So Heather Kelly was responsible for what happened? Oh, that's right. You said the alien was using her. Like some sort of avatar, using Miss Kelly as its host, or something like that. Well, if all that's true, then what happened to her after you nuked the monster? I wish I knew, Lieutenant. Funny how that all seemed to happen. Just as you were flying back into Metropolis. Just like it did with the fire monster that killed 2 cops. And the big green brute that nearly took down that airship. Don't take a mathematician to figure that. Lieutenant Casey, I hate to interrupt. Then why are you doing it? Officer Fellington? Didn't you know better than to barge in on an interview? What could possibly be so damn important? It's Heather Kelly, sir. She's being interviewed on television. She's on the Real McCoy show. I'll turn up the volume. Heather? I'm afraid that's all I can remember, Billy. It's been like waking up from a nightmare. But you remember being trapped in some kind of icy prison, and Superman firing at you with his heat vision. To free me, yes. Pretty risky move. Weren't you afraid he'd kill you? I was too out of it to even consider being afraid.
I just remember everything turning red. And I think I remember Superman saying something like, "Forgive me."
Forgive you? For what? Did you expect to kill?
Step down, Lieutenant! This interrogation is over! On orders from His Honor, Mayor Morris Rowe himself!
Commissioner Corporan! This isn't an interrogation. We were just interviewing Superman.
Then thank Superman for his time and let him go. Unless, of course, he's being accused of some crime. In which case, how were you planning on holding him?
Thank you, Superman. You can go.
Sorry about that, sir. His Honor says he never wants you to ever have to go through what happened 5 years ago. We both want you to consider us cops your friends.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Please, my friends call me David. Looks like the paparazzi await. I can have the area cleared.
No need, David. I'm good.
Hello? Perry? Wrong troop. No, Chief. Superman had no comment.
Heather. Alive. Thank God. But where had she disappeared to?
Sorry, guys. Miss Kelly's not answering any more questions right now. She needs to get some rest after her traumatic ordeal.
If you want more in-depth answers, tune in to my live special at 8 p.m. on PGN. Leave it to McCoy to turn tragedy into opportunity. No doubt he'll be spinning this as being Superman's fault, just like Casey. I just hate thinking that this time they might be right. Oh, stop your grossing, Clark. At least Heather's alive. That's all that should really matter right now. Maybe I should call her. Hello? Oh, hey, Lois. Yeah, I'm still in one piece. Yeah, I heard about Heather. Quite a relief. I'm near Waysinger Village on the Upper West Side. Why? What? What did you say?
Don't get so defensive, Clark. I was just curious why you said you were in Metropolis when you were actually in Smallville.
Smallville? I wasn't in... Wait a minute. Was I? Dear God, I was. How could I forget? Okay, Lois, you got me. I was visiting my parents' gravesite. I totally forgot. About Heather, I mean. I felt like such a jerk. I really thought I could catch a plane to Metropolis in time. But then, well, you know.
Yes, traffic. That's what you said. No, Heather didn't tell me that. It was Miko Ogawa who picked up the phone when you called. Heather was already on site, ready to shoot. Ask him how long he's been in Metropolis. So you say you're in Metropolis now. How come you didn't call in after Heather disappeared? You get frozen too?
Yeah, right. Eerie feeling. It really did a number on me. Took me overnight to get my head back together. Listen, Lois, I'm on my way to see Heather now. She's at the TV station, right? I'm going to apologize to her. Big time. Gotta run.
Right, Clark. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Told you so!
What is happening to me? First, I find myself in the Smallville cemetery without remembering how I got there. And now,
having to be jostled into remembering I was there at all. How did Lois know?
I'm sorry for putting you through that, Miss Lane, but I figured you should know. I know Kent was lying to Miss Kelly.
So you took it upon yourself to GPS his call? That was crossing the line, Miko. The relationship between Clark and Heather is none of your or any Galaxy employee's business. Clark was visiting his parents' grave, and he simply forgot about the story. You all really didn't need him there, did you?
No, ma'am, not really. It's just that Miss Kelly.
It's not all Miko's fault, Louis. It just seems so out of character for Clark to lie about something like that. Not like himself at all lately. Yes, I know. But it's up to Clark to pick up the time he feels comfortable talking about what's bothering him. For now, though, I need to get back to my computer. Aren't you both due on the set of McCoy's show? Yeah, he wants our take on what's happened to Miss Kelly.
Just like being back in the MedPD interrogation room.
I'd appreciate you two not mentioning Clark's odd behavior on the air. We'll try, Lois. Though nothing's gonna be off limits to McCoy if he gets Miss Kelly to spill the beans. Sorry for cutting into your work time. We're outta here. This is Heather Kelly at the site of yet another target of Metropolis's never-ending revitalization program. The battered remains of what was once a haven for the less fortunate of this great city and a starting point for many low-income families and individuals yearning to work their way up and earn their place in the city of tomorrow. Among the noted this once the Ark Kent who Wow, that was chilling. Pardon the pun. And you have no recollection of what happened to you after that? No, Billy. It's like I said before. Everything was a blank until I felt Superman's heat vision setting me free. Yet you weren't there when your camera crew found Superman in the rubble of the building. Where did you go? I don't know. The next thing I can fully remember is you waking me up in my office. What were you doing there, by the way? Whoa, another mystery? Maybe our next guests will be able to give us some answers. The two people who were actually there with you. PGN's own James Bartholomew Olsen and Miko Tetsuo Ogawa. Superman's come face to face with the source of the ice storm. It appears to be female. Rick's going to try to get us closer to see if we can hear what they're saying. I just wonder what you're going to have on this moment. Can you hear it? It sounds like the same alien gibberish we heard from the last two aliens that invaded Metropolis. That was some of the last footage taken by PJN's Eye in the Sky reporter, Joe Hubler. There is no known footage of Superman actually defeating this monster since every camera, like everything and everyone in Metropolis, had been transformed into ice. In fact, You two were the first to actually get any footage of Superman after the big thaw. There was no sign of the blizzard alien anywhere? Nope, just Superman.
And he sounded just as confused as we were.
Perry, I didn't expect to find you here. I know. I'm hiding. Which raises the question. If he didn't bring Heather back to the planet building, then who did? Oh, really? From whom? Belinda is Chiaro, our supposedly hands-off publisher. You mean Izzy? More like Dizzy if you ask me. Every time I turn around to think, there she is, like a blasted parrot on my shoulder. Don't tell her I'm here, Lois, okay? Aye, aye, Chief. Any word from Kent lately? He's supposed to be backstage at McCoy's show. I think he and Heather have some personal issues to resolve. Well, hopefully that will do something to get him back to normal. That country boy's been surely absent-minded and downright antisocial lately. He's just lucky I'm such a nice, tolerant softy. And that I can't afford to lose both of my star reporters in 1 month. No, I know that your report was dealing with the city's plans to replace the hub's Bay tenement buildings with high-end condos and upscale shops, essentially displacing thousands of low to middle income metropolitans who may have to leave the city to find suitable housing. This sounds so much like the newspaper articles I've read in the Daily Planet, written by Clark Kent. Is he the one who asked you to do this report? As a video companion for his crusade? If so, why wasn't he there in the trenches with you, as it were? Where was Clark Kent? Well, No, don't get me wrong. I admire Mr. Kent's stories very much. He is my friend. But this was my idea, my article. Clark had nothing actively to do with it. You mean it was only a coincidence that you chose the exact building Clark Kent used to live in, and he had nothing to do with that decision? Nothing. Like I said, it was all my idea. Clark Kent was never supposed to be there. Hey, Kyle, do you see what I see? Yep. How'd they get past the barricades? Hey, this is the crime scene. You're not supposed to be in there. Whoa! What? It's that missing security guard and the homeless guy who yanked him out of the hospital. Stay where you are, you two. Canavan, you better call this. What? What's he saying? Yeah, me. I don't speak Spanish. That ain't Spanish. I heard it before. Just recently. On TV. Holy crap! Okay, Clerky, I don't know what's going on here, but you're gonna get to tell your side of the story when we come back from commercial! I don't see any point, Billy. You heard Heather. I had nothing to do with it. You think I bought that? I don't know why Heather would lie on the air, but I'm betting you do. I have evidence documented talks you had with Heather about that feature. Who else would get her to do such a bleeding heart piece? Weren't you already on your way there when the blizzard monster attacked? How could I be? Didn't you hear? I was in Smallville. What? You heard him, Billy. He was nowhere near the place. You calling both of us liars now?
If he won't, I will. Is that Kelly Flake so gaga about that Kent guy that she'd actually torpedo her journalistic integrity and rep for him on live TV?
But it doesn't make any sense. Why would either of them be lying about this? It isn't like either of them has anything to hide. Clark, I think we should leave now. Wait a minute. Clarky may not want to go on the air, but you can't just walk out on my show. Clark, I think we need to talk. Huh? What the? Isn't that right, oh great son of Krypton? Good Lord, I'm back in my old apartment building again. But how did I get here? Of your own free will, Scion of El. Do you not remember? Do we join at the nesting place, as was our Creator's plan? You're reading my thoughts. And you, ours. With all past attempts at vocal interaction failing, all systems concluded that linguistic compatibility had been corrupted. Recalibrating to psychic interface was next logical procedure. Recalibrating? Like machines? Contradictory input required continual readapting. What could not be understood had to be learned. Improvisation, recalculation, reformulation, all functions to serve in achieving optimum objective as programmed by Creator. What cannot be adapted must be eradicated for the sake of environmental compatibility. It is what we were created to do. Compatibility. That word again. Compatible with what? I don't understand. All I know is that you creeps have tried to destroy Metropolis 3 times already, and I'm going to make sure you don't get to try it again. Oh yeah? Recalibrate this! Well, folks, it looks like I did it again. It's not the first time a guest had stormed off the real McCoy, especially when I was about to catch him or her in a lie. Can someone press the mute button? That guy's murder on my digestion. Kind of makes you miss the paper, doesn't it, Lois? Sometimes, Perry. Was I ever that bad? You had your moments, although you usually had the advantage of being right. Most of the time, anyway. All joking aside, Lois, I gotta admit to feeling a bit like a proud uncle watching how you've managed to take the reins of the TV news division so handily. You make quite a good chief. I learned from the best uncle, Perry. Although sometimes I feel so overwhelmed. Metropolis is definitely not a slow news day kind of city, especially lately. I think I'm beginning to feel like Clark. A bit lost. Clark again. Really, Lois, I think we both have to get past the fact that whatever Clark's going through, it's something he prefers to deal with himself. Besides, didn't he leave with Heather? Maybe they went to kiss and make up. Figuratively speaking, of course. Maybe it's a good sign. Maybe, considering how she covered for him. You know how Clark hates being on camera. I'd say a kiss would be the least he could. Hold on a sec. Something big is going on. Wow! That's one hell of an explosion. Oh no, not again.
That's Clark's old place.
I don't know who created you, or why you chose my city to invade, but this nightmare is going to end here and now. New flaw. In reference matrix detected. Current creative rejected.
Present matrix fatally flawed. Unsuitable. Incurable.
Now that felt good. I just hope that Heather is still okay. Somehow. I didn't feel her this time.
Commence purge.
Huh? Now what? Are those roaches? And maggots. Worms. Just like the old days in this apartment. It's an infestation, but they're not organic. Not entirely. They almost look mechanical. And they just keep on multiplying. Every time I blow dozens back, hundreds return. And burning them isn't doing any better. What are they?
Phase 1 of purge finalized. Optimum massing achieved.
Phase 1?
Phase 2 of purge.
Get out of my head! Inoculation.
Detecting increase on infective resistance.
Inoculation level amplified. New maximum calibrated. Continue purge to bring all to a home, to make right what is wrong.
Must be purged. It is our prime function. It is what we were created to do.
You said that before. Some twisted, sadistic madman actually created you to do this? Who? Tell me! Who created you? You! No!